Hey everyone, today I want to show you guys how to cut a straight line. I know that sounds like a simple thing, but it's absolutely not a simple thing. Cutting a straight line in timber framing and woodworking is actually a really, a lot of things have to line up to make that happen. You have to have a good saw that's tuned up, good blades, good sharp blades happening. You've got to make sure that you know, your posture is correct. So there's a lot of different elements that go into this. So to start off with it, I want to kind of show you guys a few things. First of all, blade selection and blade maintenance, making sure your blades are sharp, because that's what's going to make your cuts good to go. So I'm going to show you. Start off by showing you blades. Okay, so generally there's two somewhat types of blades. There's crosscut and ripping blades. So crosscut is, there's going to be more teeth, more carbide teeth on the blade. Ripping is going to be less teeth, so there's less. So it's basically, this here is a crosscut blade. Lots of teeth, close together, and that's what you got for a crosscut. Ripping is like so here, on this one here. So this is what you got, a ripping saw. There's less teeth, and there's a bigger cavity here to make sure you can expel excess dust. So very important. If you're ripping, you need a ripping blade. If you're cross-cutting, you need a cross-cut blade. So once you have the right blade, you have to make sure it's sharp. A dull blade is going to make your life very difficult, and you're going to have a really frustrating day. Sharp blades need to be happening all the time, or else life's not fun. So sharp blades are important, but also clean blades are important. If your blades have too much wood pitch build up, then you have an issue of burning, and it's going to act like a dull blade, but actually it's not dull, it's just dirty. So clean blades are also really important. I'm going to show you how to clean a blade really quick here, because I clean blades all the time. Almost every other day I'm cleaning all the blades, making sure they're ready to go and sharp. Okay, there's four things you need to clean a blade. It's pretty simple stuff. Blade cleaner, I use CMT blade cleaner. It's like it's sort of orange. It's kind of like, yeah, it's natural. It's not all toxic and chemical. You're going to need a rag, and you're going to need a little brush, a bristle brush like this, and you're going to need a little knife like this. You got an X-Acto knife, something like that. First thing you're going to do, spray it on. Okay, so once you get it on, you want to make sure you get it all on your teeth here. Make sure you don't cut your fingers. I'm going away from the blade like that. But you can see all the grime on here, right? You can see all the grime up on here. So all that grime's going to eventually come off. So you get the grime buildup right here, and that's what creates your blade to be dull, because it's not tracking smoothly. And you also get buildup on the back side as well. And so you don't create the even plane. So let me just get these going here. Once you've got that going, you can start just going away from the bristles like this, or sorry, away from the carbide. See, and there you go. Basically, you're good to go. You just then peel back. Typically, I'll turn the saw over and do the other side, but I'm going to do this quick just to show you guys. You can see that. See how it's coming right off. So have a look over here. You can see actually the buildup on this, right? You can see this stuff right here. This is the buildup that I'm taking off the other blade right now, and that may not look like a lot, but that's going to create a difficult cut for you. Okay, once you have that clean, the two side surfaces, then I go along and I clean all the bottoms like this. I sometimes clean out that little cavity here, the little hook in there, because that's where all the sawdust needs to escape. So again, I'm cleaning all this point right here, the main cut here. And this blade's pretty clean because I just cleaned it, so alright, so once you have your blade ready to go and nice and clean, then there's one more thing I do. I put a lubricant on it. This is the stuff I use. I'm not even going to be able to pronounce it for you, but this is a bit of a lubricant spray, silicone spray. And what this is going to do is prevent pitch from building up on the blade, and it's also going to create less friction. So you'll be able to push the blade through. It's going to have less friction. It's all stuff kind of stinks, so that's the process. Now that your blade is ready to go, you can make a straight cut. So now that we have a sharp, correct, clean blade, we're good to go. We can start cutting. Now, again, I can't stress it enough. Sharp blade. It's going to make life easier. So, just to clarify, cross-cutting and ripping. So a cross-cut is going against the grain. It's going across the grain. Ripping is going with the grain. Okay? So those are two major things, just to make sure you know how that formula works. So today we're going to do a cross-cut. I'm going to be cutting across this timber. And we're going to do a typical end cut on a timber, basically. This is a plain timber, dressed timber, so it is square. So I don't have to worry about adjusting for any inconsistencies in the timber. So this makes life a little easier for getting a good square cut and so forth. So what I want to do now is obviously lay out my line with my 0.9 mechanical pencil, which is not too small, but not too big. So you can kind of see what you're doing. And I'm just going to connect some lines here, get things going. I've already laid out this side, so now that I have it laid out, I'm going to scribe the line with a nice sharp blade. And again, the reason we score is for two reasons. It gives you a line, a nice sharp line to kind of work off of. It helps, it prevents blowouts, so that means wood tearing out and flipping up. And it just helps you guide the saw through. So when I'm scoring my line, I want to score the line in half. That's my goal. I don't want to be to the inside, I don't want to be to the outside. I want to score that line completely in half. Preferably, I do 2 scores. You want to make them count. Again, your cut's only as good as your score. So your score is fairly important, that it's very accurate. Okay, I've got it scored. Now, I want to talk about technique on how you cut. So, a lot of people cut with their arms, okay? You don't want to cut with your arms. You want to cut with your body. You want a motion to go through with your body. If you cut with your arms, you'll have the tendency to pull it one way or the other. because your arms will kind of reach. If you're going nice and balanced, your body goes through it like this, and you're able to create more of a clean cut. So that's one way to keep everything straight, is using your body to cut. Another thing is visual. You want to be able to see what you're doing. Therefore, you have to have good access and good visibility on what's happening with your cut. Therefore, you need to be able to see either the back side of your saw or the front saw well. And when you're doing this, you need to be able to, again, keep your motion good to go. Now before I make the cut, I just want to go over one little thing about why we clean the blades. Remember that little bit of pitch that's on the side of the blade? What actually happens is when you're making that cut and you have that pitch in there, or you're dealing with a dull blade, the saw is not going to want to go straight. It's going to want to dive. It's not going to want to go straight. Your blade is not want to, it's going to want to twist and contort because it's getting caught up and it's got tons of friction because it's burning its way through. It's not cutting its way through. So now that our blade is completely sharp and clean, we'll make a straight, clean cut. Alright, so we're ready to cut. Now, again, just going to go over the motions a little bit. See, there's a guard here. You want to have this guard out of the way. Okay, you want to hang on to this. You don't want this guard tracking through. So therefore, your blade is not going to get caught up on that. It can be a pain in the butt trying to wrestle this thing through, and it will create a lot of binding and stuff, and won't allow you to cut. So I always lift my guard up like that, hold on to it with my finger like so. Each saw is different, but that's just how this one works. Again, motion is going to be body, not arms. You're going to be cutting with your body, motion body. When you get to the end of your cut, finish. Don't last through the end, like you see a lot of people do. That's just reckless cutting, and it's just going to create a tailback, which is going to, do a blowout on the end. So again, controlled. Always be controlled. You're making nice clean cuts. The cleaner your cut, the more accurate your work's going to be. So take the time, make a clean cut. Last thing you need to make a great, clean, square cut are good safety glasses. Don't buy the $1.99 safety glasses. Go buy the $10, $15 pair of safety glasses. It will be a great investment, and you'll see what you're doing. Well, most of the time. Keep them clean too. All right, let's cut a straight line. There's a straight line. Now I went a little heavy on the cut. I cut full depth, right? But as you can see, I scored in that, I basically scored the line right to that point there. So that was a straight, accurate, square cut. And again, I took a big cut. I could have went halfway here, but I just went for it. Just going to score this other side here. When I do the final cut, I always want the engine the motor to be on the side of the piece so it doesn't drop away, and you want the bigger part of your plate on here. Again, this is the harder one to see, but and there you go. That's how you cut a square, straight line. So I hope this helped you out today. I know that I've been doing this for almost 20 years, and this is probably one of the most important skills that I've really refined over those 20 years, is cutting a straight line. It makes your work more enjoyable. You know, the precision is great. Everything goes better. Less cleanup, less chisel work, and it just makes you feel better about just making good, accurate cuts. So thanks a lot for joining, and I hope you got something out of this. So until next time, thank you.